Hello, my wonderful friends. Sally the Seeker here. I hope everyone is doing well. And if you are where it's brutally hot, I hope you're staying cool. I know it's not hot everywhere, but I know that there are a lot of places. I live in Florida. We're always hot, but it's more brutal than past summers. And there's other states that are hot as well. And I'm very blessed to have AC. That's all I can say. But stay cool, stay hydrated. But on with this. So we are focusing a little bit, excuse me for bumping that, on probably one of the most unpopular fathers to date, Chad Doerman. There's a few new things that have come out. One of them not so new, but one that I'm going to kind of read through with you all, hopefully quickly as possible. Nothing's fast. But and his bill of particulars that came out about a month ago. But it states more things that allegedly occurred, that, details that I did not know about, and some that I wish I hadn't known about. And but we're going to go over that. And then after that, there's going to be a video that was put out not long at all, much more recently, just a few days ago. And that is showing them, he is in his little cell or room or whatever, sitting there on his mattress, and they are reading him his 21 counts, and they described him as calmly sitting there. But there's something at the very end of that video that's interesting, and I think I point that out in the video that I want y'all to watch after they read him the counts. But he does seem very nonchalant, all that good stuff. So we're going to go over the bill of particulars, and then the most recent video, and then there was something else here that was kind of interesting. I don't know, and you all have probably seen this, and it is, you don't see anything, you can always go through, pass through, forward through, go forward. Boy, my word retrieval is really bad, and I just started back to school. I better get my school voice back on. Okay, so here we go.
Y'all roll over? I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got anything on you? No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it. I ain't mad. I ain't nothing.
He's not mad.
Make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him, pet him. He won't bite you.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna get you here in a
I ain't
second.
running away. You can do whatever you want.
Here. You the only one else inside the house?
What?
You the only one else inside the house?
Yeah.
Sit down right here.
My daughter, she ran over to the fire department.
Sit down.
It's my stepdaughter.
Put him in the cage.
Okay, now that was something interesting. I did not know that he knew that his stepdaughter, Alexis, went to the fire department. I wonder if she said she was going. I mean, that is what I've heard all along. I don't know. Not that it really means anything. I just thought it was interesting that he knew that she was headed that way. Who knows, right? But, okay, we will proceed.
This is a little. What else do you need?
They're all being advised to conflict, stress including traumatic. There's also aircraft flying, so they need an LD and then coming together.
Can you get the wallet out of my back pocket?
Shut up, dude.
21.
You had to ride the main side with fucking music.
I don't know why that gave me a little bit of pleasure, but he said, could you remove that wallet out of my back pocket? It's a little bit uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable. And you could tell they were mad at him. Okay, so here it is. The bill of particulars for Chad Doerman. This has been out for a little while. But there were some things on this that I learned that I was not privy to, or at least I had missed some of it. But I put it up here so that you all could see it. And even if you can't see it, I'm not going to sit there. I'm just going to try to, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to try to pick out the important parts of it that I think are important anyhow to us. As you can see, there's a lot of redactions in there, but I can kind of guess. I won't say their names. I'll just maybe say their age. I'm pretty sure I know which one they're talking about, but I'll just say because they were 7, 4, and 3. But so on that day, June 15th, the defendant, here, as it states here, he returned home from work early and, had his family, including his wife, Laura, and the 3 boys, joined him in the master bedroom for a nap. That sounds innocent enough. Oh, let's lay down. That sounds all sweet and everything, doesn't it? Huh? And then, so I guess at some point after lying down with the 4 of them, he got up, Chad, got out of bed, opened the gun safe next to the bed, removed a Marlin Model HC-22 rifle from the gun safe, and a loaded magazine. Some of this I'm just going to read right off because, it's pretty clear cut. The defendant, Chad, then inserted the magazines into the rifle and shot his, and I'm pretty sure this was his middle son twice, the 4-year-old. So the mom, Laura, right away began to render aid to the 4-year-old, and she yelled for her other children to run. And just before the shooting, the sister, Alexis, had been watching television in the family room, and so she made her way to the master bedroom just in time to witness this horrific thing that Chad Doerman was doing. So she immediately began to run, and she had indicated that, and I believe this is the 7-year-old, the oldest one, ran the wrong way out of the rear door of the residence and towards a field. She ran after the 7-year-old, screaming at him to keep running. And then she witnessed the defendant chasing after the 7-year-old and witnessed the defendant begin shooting at him as he fled. The 7-year-old was struck by gunfire, knocking him to the ground. And then I believe at some point, no. See, this is a little sketchy here because with these redactions, it makes it hard. And like I said, well, I don't know if I said it, but this is everywhere. You can pull it up. It'll probably still have these redactions, but there might be other people who'll say more like their names and all that kind of stuff. But I know that Laura, is continuing to help the 4-year-old. And I told the others to run, yet we got that part. So I believe then at that point what happened is that Alexis turned and went back to the residence. And that is where she picked up the youngest child, the 3-year-old, and attempted, to flee the residence with him. As she attempted to flee, the defendant, Chad, returned to the residence and heard someone crying. Well, could be anyone, right? Probably his wife. So I believe where it's redacted, I believe it's Alexis immediately began running with the 3-year-old As she approached the road, the defendant, Chad, because I don't mind saying his name at all, caught up to her, raised the rifle, and pointed the firearm at her. So he was pointing this rifle at the daughter, Alexis. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? I mean, she's already witnessed the shooting of one of her brothers and her mother trying to help him. Well, and then the second one, and now she's trying to get help the third one, and he's pointing the gun at her. And he demanded that she put the 3-year-old down. She begged him not to shoot her, and she put the 3-year-old down, because what else was she going to do? I mean, in all likelihood, if she didn't, he probably would have shot both of them. I mean, what do you do? What a horrible, horrible situation. There is no right way to do this. Okay, so then at that point, of course, he'd gotten the 3-year-old from her, and she witnessed Chad attempting to shoot the 3-year-old in the head. However, the gun did not fire, and it appeared he was out of ammunition. So then the youngest boy ran back and fled to his mother, who was in the side yard attempting to render aid to probably, one of the boys that had been shot. Okay, so after Chad had held the rifle to Alexis's head, she proceeded to flee towards the Monroe Township Fire Department. And she was stopped by a passerby and told her that her father was killing everyone as she continued to flee towards the fire department. And it's saying her name is redacted, but it is the teen, Alexis, the teen, has suffered serious psychological harm as a result of the defendant's, Chad's, actions. And I guess so. Can you imagine seeing that? Seeing your brothers, and then fearing for yourself, your mom, and trying to get help and feeling helpless? But it's not their fault. They did everything they could. This is all on Chad. So, they said at some point the defendant went back out to the field and carried, that would be, I'm pretty sure that's the 7-year-old, because he had tried to flee, back to the side of the residence and laid his body in the yard where all 3 children were ultimately found. So apparently after he had done the deed to all of them, he went back and retrieved the oldest body from the field. So at that point, the youngest had gotten to his mom, Laura, and she was able to pick him up. But then she and Chad engaged in a physical altercation over the 3-year-old, during which Chad, the defendant, attempted to pull the 3-year-old from his mother's grasp. So then he even went as far as he bit her. This is where I didn't understand about how she got shot in the hand. I thought she had it up in front. But so he bit her to get her to let the 3-year-old go. And during the altercation, Chad grabbed the firearm and placed her thumb, Laura, over the barrel. The defendant shot through. Hang on, sorry. Get this up here. So he shot through the thumb. After being shot and bit, Laura ultimately dropped the 3-year-old. I mean, she really didn't have much of a choice at that point, did she? I mean, After all that, what is she supposed to do? The defendant then proceeded to execute the youngest, shooting him at close range once in the head. He was ultimately laid in the same area as his brothers on the side of the residence. After the defendant executed all 3 boys, he sat on the side stoop of the residence and calmly watched the mom undertake futile life-saving measures on all of her 3 children. Let's say that again. After Chad executed all 3 boys, he sat on the side stoop of the residence and calmly watched the mother of his children undertake futile life-saving measures on her 3 children. And right now the names are mixed up to me. Their names are redacted. I just know it's saying here, one was shot one time at close range in the head, while I'm assuming maybe the first one that was in the room with him. I'm just assuming, like I said, don't take my word for it. You can look this up. While the other 2 were both shot 4 times. All 3 boys died as a result of their injuries. The boy's mother, Laura, has suffered serious psychological harm as a result of being held at gunpoint, forced to surrender her child, her son, her baby, to the defendant for his execution, and witnessing... Oh, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. This is Alexis. I just realized that. She suffered serious psychological harm as a result of being held at gunpoint, forced to surrender her youngest brother to the defendant for his execution, and witnessing her stepfather execute her brothers. And then the mom, it says she suffered serious physical harm when she was shot through the throat. Suffered serious physical harm when she was shot through the thumb. Now, see, I'm not saying that it didn't feel bad to be shot through the thumb, but I thought reports had said that she had not been seriously injured. But anyhow, that's what it's saying there, so we'll just go by that. So the interesting thing now, so Chad, he started jabbing, running his gator. It says that the defendant made multiple statements to law enforcement, such as, "I did it. Take me to jail. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have shot." And then the defendant also gave a statement during an audio and video recorded interviewing. Let me try that again. The defendant also gave a statement during an audio and video recorded interview during which he admitted to having been thinking about shooting his sons since October. So that's October, November, January. Yeah, that's 8 months. He thought about this for 8 months. I'm just saying, if he was thinking about that, if he was in a miserable relationship, why didn't he just leave? Wouldn't that have been a lot easier than doing this? It said that he further indicated during that interview that the thoughts of having to kill his sons, whoever said he had to kill his sons? Did some alien say you must kill your sons? I don't get that. The thoughts of having to kill his sons was so heavy on him that he hadn't slept for 3 or 4 days prior to murdering his 3 sons. Well, yeah, lack of sleep is not good for a person either, and especially one in that state of mind, so he was even worse. But it's like he had several opportunities to say, okay, there's something wrong with me that I want to do this. I don't understand why. We never will we? And of course, these are 3 counts, and the other 2 are going to read the same identical ones because it's for each son. I mean, he has more than 3 counts, but they're saying the count 1 specifically applies to the purposeful killing of done with prior calculation and design. So yeah, I mean, he's thought about it. We already know all of that. There was just a few details that I did not pick up on, but that is just to me and of course these are 3 counts, and the other 2 are going to read the same identical ones because it's for each son. I mean, he has more than 3 counts, but they're saying the count 1 specifically applies to the purposeful killing of done with prior calculation and design. So yeah, I mean, he's thought about it. We already know all of that. There was just a few details that I did not pick up on, but that is just to me I just, I'm kind of silent on this, and it's hard and it's difficult, and sometimes things like this, I kind of just want to close my eyes, but then on the other hand, I think of, even though it's so horrible to hear, if we don't talk about it, how are we going to stop this from happening? So maybe we do have to, and these people are having to suffer their pain for the rest of their lives. This mother and this sister watched their family brutally. And I'm sure you will. I know I showed the video. It's, if you look back on it, when they went to arrest him, he was. Although he did not stand up, he did not obey their orders when they said, stand up, stand up. That was, but he was just sitting there calmly, and what's going on, they asked, and he said nothing. I'm just like, what? It's just, it's beyond, it's something that I cannot wrap my head around, and I'm sure most of you all can't either. I mean, I don't understand. And from my understanding, I think they have interviewed both of his parents. Boy, guys, I am so sorry I cannot talk. I will try to improve. Maybe I need to relearn how to speak. But I mean, these are pretty serious things. I mean, what is the defense going to do with this? I know that this is some pretty damning stuff. Pretty damning stuff. So this is something that is new, that was just put out. Okay, at the time that I'm recording this, it says about a day ago. So by the time I posted it, could be a few days. But so very, very recent. And in this one, what they're doing is, it's on police audio cam, and it's saying how he listens calmly to the 21 count indictment charges against him. So they're going to read the charges against him. I think he's in his little cell or room, whatever. And I know that I had said before, when I was doing the, reading through the bill of particulars, at the end I said, why didn't he just, if the relationship was so bad, if his life was so bad, if he felt like he was tethered down with the mom and the 3 sons, why didn't he just leave? Or, and thinking he had to kill his sons. And this is just my thought, my opinion, my speculation. That doesn't mean this is what it is. The only thing, and I'm sure most of y'all are thinking the same thing, the only thing I can think of is that he did it to deliberately destroy Laura, the mom. Why else would he do it? Why didn't he, her? The thing that she loved most dearly, the most dear, 3 of her dearest possessions, of course, with the exception of her daughter, of course. And that's just, again, that is just my thought. Whether it'll ever come out, I can't think of any other reason, because it seems like this happens more often than not. I mean, in a lot of cases, people do that because they want to be with somebody else, but it doesn't appear like this is the case to me. I think he did that in front of her because he wanted her to suffer. Again, my opinion. You all can draw your own conclusions and do your own research always, because I'm not an expert in this. I'm just someone who's interested. And so okay, let's see. Now they say he calmly listens to the 20 counts that's read to him, but right at the end, and every time he speaks, they bleep him out. So I don't know. I guess that's for his protection. But right at the end, it looks like he's saying something to him, and he looks mad. Maybe he's saying something like, "My mattress is too hard," or "When am I going to eat?" or "My toilet paper's scratchy." I don't know. But it looks like he's, something's going on there. See if you'll pick up on that. Okay, here we go.
Sit up. Right there. Sit right there. Chad Doerman. Alright, there's charges came out today for you, alright? I'm gonna read through these. If you got any questions, give them to me at the end, alright? Alright. Looks like count 1. Aggravated murder. This is on or about June 15, 2023, the county of Claremont. Did knowingly, purposely, with prior calculation, design, cause of death, in violation of Ohio Rise Code 290301, aggravated murder, unclassified felony. Victim under the age of 13. Alright, count 2. Grand jury further finds the president that Chad C. Doerman, on or about June 15, 2023, County of Claremont, did purposely, with prior calculation, to design, cause of death, of violation of Ohio Rise Code 2903.01, aggravated murder. Victim under the age of 13. Count 3, aggravated murder. Chad C. Doerman, on or about June 15, 2023, in the County of Claremont, did purposely, with prior calculation, design, cause of death of their initials, so I want to read the initials. Violation of Ohio Rise Code 290321, aggravated murder, unclassified felony. Victims under age of 13. Looks like count 4, aggravated murder, 290301B section. Chad C. Doerman, on or about June 15, 2023, County of Claremont, did purposely cause the death of, while committing or attempting to commit, or while fleeing immediately after committing or attempting to commit the offense of kidnapping in violation of Ohio Rise Code 290301B, aggravated murder, unclassified felony. Victims under the age of 13. Count 5, aggravated murder. Chad C. Doerman, on or about June 15, 2023, in the County of Claremont, did purposely cause the death of, while committing or attempting to commit, while fleeing immediately after committing or attempting to commit the offense of kidnapping in violation of Ohio Rise Code 290301, aggravated murder, unclassified felony. Victim under the age of 13. Looks like he's here. 4, 5, 6, 7. Got them all screwed in here. All of them. Count 6. Chad C. Doerman, on or about June 15, 2023, County of Claremont, did purposely cause the death of while committing or attempting to commit or fleeing immediately after committing or attempting to commit the offense of kidnapping violation 290321. Victim under the age of 13. Looks like there's also a total of 9 counts of the aggravated murder. There's 7 counts of kidnapping. I'm going to read these here for you too. I'm going to read them to you, but I got you. Count 10, kidnapping, F1, specifications. Grand jury further trying to present that Chad C. Doerman on or about June 15, 23 in the county of Claremont did, by force, threat, or deception, remove from the place where he was found or restrained the liberty of him for the purpose of terrorizing or inflicting serious physical harm upon blank or another violation of revised code 2905.01. Kidnapping to felony of the first degree. The firearm specification on all those counts as well. Count 11, June 15, 2023 in the county of Claremont, did by force, threat, or deception remove from the place where he or she was found restrained from the liberty of him for the purpose of terrorizing or inflicting serious physical harm upon initials or another violation of Ohio Revised Code 2905.01, kidnapping and felony of the first degree. Firearm spec. Count 12, kidnapping F1. Grand jury further finds presents that Chad C. Doerman on about June 15, 2023, county of Claremont, did by force, threat, or deception remove from the place where he or she was found from liberty of him or purposes of terrorizing or inflicting physical harm or another in violation of the revised code 2905.01, kidnapping. Firearm specification 2941.145. Count 13, kidnapping. June 15, 2023. The county of Claremont did by force, threat, or deception remove the initials from the person who was found or restrained the liberty of her for the purpose of terrorizing, inflicting serious physical harm upon or another violation of our code, kidnapping, felony of the first degree. 2905.01. Firearm specification. Count 14 is another kidnapping. Chad C. Doerman on about June 15, 2023, county of Claremont, did by force or deception remove from the place he was found or restrained liberty of him for purpose of facilitating the commission of the felony to wit, aggravated murder, 290301, or flight there and after in the violation of revised code 2905.01, kidnapping and felony of the first degree. Firearm specification. Count 15 is also kidnapping. Grand jury finds that Chad C. Doerman on or about June 15, 2023 in Claremont County did by force, threat, or deception remove from the place where he was found or restrained liberty of him for the purpose of facilitating the commission of a felony to wit, aggravated murder, or flight there in a violation of Ohio Revised Code 2905.01A2, kidnapping and felony of the first degree of the firearm specification. Count 16, kidnapping. June 15, 2023, in the county of Claremont, did by force or deception remove the initials from the place where he or she was found restraining the liberty of him for the purpose of facilitating the commission of the felony to wit, aggravated murder. Firearm specification. Count 17 is another kidnapping. Grand jury further finally presented that Chad C. Doerman on about June 15, 2023, in the county of Claremont, did by force, threat, or deception remove from the place she was found and restrain the liberty of her for the purpose of facilitating the commission of a felony to wit, aggravated murder, 290301A, for flight, their violation of the Ohio Revised Code 2905.01, kidnapping and felony of the first degree. Firearm specification. Count 18, felonious assault, felony 2. Grand jury further finds that Chad C. Doerman on or about June 15, 2023, in the county of Claremont did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to their initials by means of deadly weapon or dangerous ordinance to wit, firearm in violation of Revised Code 290301A2, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree. The firearm specification. Count 19, felonious assault, 290311. Chad C. Doerman on or about June 15, 2023, in the county of Claremont did knowingly cause serious physical harm to their initials in violation of Ohio Revised Code 290311. Felonious assault, a felony of the second degree. Firearm specifications. Count 20, felonious assault. On or about June 15, 2023, in the county of Claremont did knowingly cause or attempt to physical harm to their initials by means of deadly weapons or dangerous ordinance to wit, firearm in violation of Ohio Revised Code 290311. felonious assault, felony of the second degree. Firearm specification. Count 21, felonious assault. Grand jury further finds that Chad C. Doerman on or about June 15, 2023 in the county of Claremont did knowingly cause serious physical harm to their initials in violation of the Ohio Revised Code 290311, felonious assault, felony of second degree. Also the firearm specification signed by the grand jury panel and another prosecutor. 9 aggravated murder charges. Looks like 7 kidnapping charges and 4 felonious assault charges. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, I think they go back. I don't know, did he look like he was like calm? He almost looked like he was bored. Maybe he didn't want to hear all that stuff either. But look at all those guys right out there. Let's see what's going on. See, he looks like he's not happy there about something. See how he's just like, oh, he's covering his head. Oh dear. We might have another infant like Darrell there. And to be fair,
Okay.
looks like,
Sit up.
okay, we're just going to pause that. I mean, it looks like, I'm just saying, it looks like he's a pretty small fellow too. Like Darrell. He might even be smaller. I'm sure we can get hold of that information, his height and weight. I'll check on that. Because he doesn't look very big. Not at all. He's probably in there going, my mattress is too hard. I don't have a pillow. Oh man, that's nuts. You know that? Well, we shall see. Okay, so this is out of order. But this was something else I came across that was interesting. And it's been out for about a month. You all may have seen it. But the thing that caught my eye is that now this is when they're bringing him in right after the horrible incident for booking. So this is when he's first brought in for booking. But I noticed in the title it said something about he bangs his head against wall during booking. So if he's supposed to be so calm, what the heck is he banging his head for? And there was something else I noticed in there that I wanted to share with you all. So let's just go ahead and take a look at it.
I'll walk through these doors and just kind of face that window on your right there for a minute. Just face it. So, what's your name?
Chad.
Chad. What's your last name?
Doerman.
Gorman?
Doerman.
Doerman. Have you ever been here before?
Like one time for fighting my dad.
Okay, did you catch that? Y'all probably already heard about this. But he said, I think one time here for fighting with my dad. Now, just for a little background, Chad's parents are Keith and Gloria Doerman, and they live in Port Richey, Florida. And actually, prior to this horrible tragedy, they had visited him, and he seemed just fine. You know, he described him as fun loving, joking with his boys. But what's interesting is that I've heard on several different sources, and definitely always check this for yourself. But you all have probably already heard this, but there were reports that he faced a DV charge for allegedly choking his father in 2010. But the case was dismissed by a judge. According to his father, Keith, he said the charges were a misunderstanding, and he said it had been resolved, and his quotes were, and there was no story to that. Now that could be true, but I don't know. Something just smells funny there. Could be wrong. Again, I am speculating. I am no expert. I don't, I have no special degrees, just a curious person who's interested in this and researches and, comments and reacts, all that stuff. But, there something tells me there was something to it. Because usually, let's face it, it's your kid. No matter what they did, you love your kid. So I just wonder if the father just decided to, sweep it under the rug, so to speak. But apparently, they had spoken to the dad, and, he said he was just very surprised. I guess due to the fact that, again, they had just visited him a couple days prior. But he said he must have just snapped or something. Well, yeah, that would be an understatement. But that part I thought was interesting. And I guess I just like to keep that in the back of my head because it'll be interesting to see if they bring this up. I just wonder if when he goes to court, if they question his dad, or is there any way that they can, since it, the charges were dropped and all that stuff and the case dismissed. But I guess we shall see. But let's look at him some more. He definitely has some interesting behavior going on. Let's go forward.
Just give me the word when you get it, and I'll. Yeah.
For once, all that jiggling isn't me, just FYI. So at this point, there's no audio, so we're not going to hear anything at this moment. Okay, watch.
Don't be doing that, man. Don't be beating your head on the wall, okay?
Hit his head on the wall.
My next question would be, do they want us to go ahead and book you?
That's what we're on schedule.
Is that what they're checking?
Yeah, I asked that already too.
Oh, actually, it's good. Do you have any weapons or drugs on you?
No.
Anything that's gonna poke me, stick me, or hurt me?
No.
Okay. Put your hands up there. Do a pat down. Get everything in your pockets.
That's name Sean's.
Sean's.
Shane.
Just take your belt off.
His life is forever changed, and many others.
Almost. Bend it up here, Jimmy. There you go. Alright, we're gonna step straight up to the counter, in front of that blue bag there to the left. Is he getting evidence bags or? Push. See your hands. You want to take this cuff off, put your hand up here, palm down, okay? Same with this.
Okay, we got no audio again.
Be a gown.
Yeah.
What size shoe you wear? We're doing here.
10.
Size 10 shoe. Go ahead and take your shirt off and hand it to me. Phone call. Once we get done with the process and they're finished with you, yes.
I wonder who he's gonna call.
Hold on a second. Those jeans in there. And take your boxers off. Hold your hands up in the air. You see in the mouth? Lift your tongue. Take one finger and go around your gum line, top and bottom, please. Alright, let me see behind your ears. Alright, oh. Alright, lift your penis.
I don't know why I'm giggling. I'm so childish. Anyhow, I'm going to turn the volume down at this point, and we can just talk for a minute. I just, like studying the body language. Again, I'm no expert on any of this, but, things tell a lot. Like, okay, he's definitely calm enough for doing what he just did, but he's agitated about something, or that just maybe some of his temper showing, like banging his head against the wall. And like I said, at that other video we viewed, I guess he was calmly responding to all the counts, the 21 counts, but then in the end he looked like he was very agitated about something, kind of threw the covers over his head. So yeah, there wasn't much conversation really going on there. They were just doing all the little checks and stuff they have to do. But let's listen for a minute. Well, sorry. Oh, I have the sound off. Silly me. At any rate, really, that's all we need to see of that. I was going to tell you that if you would like to donate to the family, I believe the sister has a GoFundMe up for the mom Laura and the sister Alexis, and there's also one for the ballpark that they're going to I guess refurbish or remodel or whatever. It was the field that the two older boys played on. And they had something else neat going on that I was going to share with you. Let me see if I can find that. So this is something I just came across today as well. I'm just finding all kinds of, well, this is more of a jewel than the others. Those are just very unpleasant things. It's always good, if possible, to end up on a happy note. But somebody, I believe it might have been one of the coaches. Yeah, it says group by New Richmond Youth Sports Association. But I believe one of the coaches put this up. And I don't even think it's about donating. It's just, I think it's just a very cool way to remember these beautiful babies. And it's called Play Catch for the Doerman boys. And let me get the about here because it just explains. I mean, it's open to the public, so you can, get on there, see it's public. Anyone can see who's in the game and all that. And so it says, time to play catch in memory of Clayton, Hunton, and... Let's try that again. Time to play catch in memory of Clayton, Hunter, and Chase. Show us how far around the world our boys can impact others by sharing a photo or video of you and your children or child children, friends, family, or even a stranger playing catch. Include your location, city, state, or city, country, along with hashtag play catch for the Doerman boys. Let's show that playing a game they loved while building friendships and our own memories is how they will be impacting all of us. And I think that's awesome. And I kind of went through, and it was so cute because, let me see if I can scroll down here. Like, look at that little guy there. I mean, you could do this with your grandchildren, your brothers, your sisters, nieces, nephews. But I think that is a really wonderful way that doesn't cost a thing to show love. And donation isn't all about money. I always put that up. I always put the donation thing up there in case, but that doesn't mean you have to do it. A lot of us are in hard times. But it was interesting because on one of the newscasts, I don't know, I can't remember which one. Look at these guys playing catch. They said people want to know what to do, and this could be with any crisis, not just this one with the Doerman guys. What can you do, And a lot of people don't have money, like I said. Can't afford it. Oh, look at that. But doing something like this doesn't cost a thing. And she said, and this is only if you're a praying person, she said, just pray. Or if you don't pray, just keep them in your thoughts. Write a letter. There's always something we can do. It's not all about money. It's about love and just showing that you care. Somebody doing something there? I thought that this was a really cool thing. Oh, that's, I think, for their memorial. Oh, I think that was a celebration of life. But yeah, I think that's really cool and a good way to end this video because it's very... Look at these boys. I tell you what. Clayton, Hunter, and Chase. I know it sure changed my life just seeing this, as well as other things, but I think they've affected a lot of people. And I can only pray that the mother Laura and the sister Alexis will heal. How? I don't even know how I could, but you know what though? We have to keep going, right? The best we can, and hopefully justice will be served for these babies. But that's a good way to end this, seeing kids playing, playing catch. Get out there. Y'all are playing too many video games. Somebody. Tell your kids to get out there. Put the video game. Go play catch. Go outside. Do something, right? Anyhow, okay. Well, I should be putting this out later this evening, this Sunday. This is a Sunday? This is Sunday. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow, Monday. So I was going to say, if I do put it up, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. If I put it up after that, I hope you had a wonderful rest of your weekend. Still working on how to speak properly. And have a wonderful week. Remember to stay cool. It's hot out there in a lot of places. I'm in Florida, so it's definitely hot, but I know it's hot in a lot of other places, like I said. So stay hydrated, stay cool. I love you guys. I appreciate you watching, commenting, subscribing. I truly do. Be kind to one another. Most importantly, be kind to you. And I will see you all the next time.